All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Damn. Okay, so came across this article, and it was very, very interesting, being what the person was talking about, who the person was, and that person is being famous Hollywood director James Cameron. Now, as James Cameron, if you didn't know, famous director, but he directed the famous trilogies. Famous sequel movies. He directed the Terminators. He directed Avatars, and he directed many, many other popular films. But the key point to this video is the Terminator movie, because when you go into the Terminator movies, this is exactly what's happening right now. Now, mind you, the Terminator movies or the first Terminator movie came out, like, I think the brother said 1984. The first Terminator movie came out, the first one, 1984, and the second one, I believe, that came out around 1991, 1992, because I remember my father renting that movie from Blockbuster, and it was like, I was in like elementary school still. And the movie had already been out because it was on tape. But yeah, anyway, so like when you watch the Terminators, especially the first two, well, I say the first three, when you watch the first three, it's like uncanny to how it's similar to what's going on right now in 2025. And when you go into the Terminator movie, I'm gonna get the overview, but I'm gonna read this article real quick, and Lord will be edifying, get some scripture, because like what's happening, like this is a clear sign that we at the end, because now that what's being talked about now, AI, and now it's along with the nuclear talks, and that's exactly what's happening in the Terminator movies. So this is from People Magazine. And it reads, James Cameron warns of danger of Terminator-style apocalypse if AI used with weapon systems. Humans are fallible. Now, it says Cameron's Terminator movies have mixed weapons and artificial intelligence, something the filmmaker is wary of in real life. And that's what we are right now. We're in real life. But that's why I put in the title, it says what? Art does imitate life. Because James Cameron made those movies so long ago, but now it's at what he put in the movies is coming to pass in real life. It's ultimately prophecy. And James Cameron even said in the second Terminator with the whole scene with Sarah Connor burning, he said he got that from the scriptures, man. And all these directors, they always get stuff from the scriptures, man. This ain't nothing new. All right. So this is from People Magazine, and this article came out August 7th, which is like 3 days ago. So, it says, decades after depicting the dangers of mixing artificial intelligence and weapons in the Terminator movies, James Cameron is sounding the alarm on it happening in real life. It's now happening in real life, just like that, in the course of a couple decades. It says, I do think there's still a danger of a Terminator-style apocalypse where you put AI together with weapon system, and that's what they were trying to stop, because that's what the Terminators did. The Terminators had took control over the system, if I'm not mistaken, because that's why they sent the Terminator back. They sent the Terminator back to kill, to unalive Sarah Connor and her son, because they were going to be the heads of the revolution against the machines. Yeah. Not it. Oh, fucker. Whatever. And it says that we put AI weapons. It says even up to the level of nuclear weapon system, nuclear defense counter-strike, all that stuff. The Oscar-winning filmmaker said in a recent interview with Rolling Stone. It said the theater of operations is so rapid. The decision windows are so fast. It would take a super intelligence to be able to process it. Cameron, who is 70, added, and maybe we'll be smart and keep a human in the loop, but humans are fallible. And there have been a lot of mistakes made that have put us right on the brink of international incidents that could have led to nuclear war. And what is the talks about right now? Nuclear war. What is these superpowers doing? America, Russia, China, so on and so forth. They're moving around nuclear weapons. They're out here assembling nuclear submarines. Not even assembling them, they're moving nuclear submarines over to certain areas. It says in 2023, that's when he directed Titanic. It said the Titanic director was more direct in referencing the real-life implications of the first Terminator movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton, who plays Sarah Connor. It says, I warned you guys in 1984 and you didn't listen, he said in a candid CTV News interview. So what? He was saying this was about to happen. These directors, these Hollywood people, they're insiders, man. That means that technology was already around and already thought of back then. And now they're bringing it out. Because why? It's a time for the end. This is the beast system. It was AI. And he said, I told you in 1984, which is what? 41 years ago. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, 41 years ago. And it says, in addition to Avatar, Fire and Ash, and 2 more installments of that hit sci-fi franchise, Cameron is taking on a big screen adaptation of Charles Pellegrino's new historical book, Ghosts of Hiroshima, which is what? World War II. World War II. And what are they talking about now? A World War III, a nuclear war. And now, along with the nuclear talks, you have what in the mix? AI. It's clear where the hell we at right now. And Jay Cameron said it. He said, I warned you guys in 1984. So he's saying, I'll put it out. Bro, and the prophets was out by, no matter of fact, excuse me. Yes, the truth was out, 1984, definitely the truth was out. But I believe that's around the time Apostle Tahar came into the truth, 1984, 1985. I was born in 1986. A lot of the men that's in the truth right now are born in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And some in the 90s. And maybe a couple in the 2000s. But that's it. Because right now, and then now, all the people born after are this generation we in right now. These Gen Zs. That are all ingrained in this social media digital era. So he made it says, he said, this is Cameron speaking. It says, if I do my job perfectly, everybody will walk out of the theater in horror after the first 20 minutes. He told Rolling Stone, and remember, Hiroshima is something that's something that America did. America dropped those joints on Japan in 1945, which is what just hit the 80-year mark, August 5th, I believe. And but on top of that, look what's happening now. Now we're on the brinks of another world war. And when this war happens, this is going to be the war to end all wars. Human. It said he told Rolling Stone of adapting the account of the U.S. bombing of Hiroshima, Japan. So that's not the job. The task is to tell in a way that's heartfelt. The task is to tell it in a way that the book does it, which engages you and you project yourself into that person's reality for a moment and you feel empathy for them. And I guess there's a picture of the, So if that happened in 1945, we're now in 2025. So from 1945, you had 1945, 1955, 1965, 1975. So that was like a few decades before the first Terminator came out. And they already had 2 world wars. And now he projected the thing that's going to take place in the 3rd World War. Matter of fact, let me get something real quick, scripture real quick. Hold up. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13. And I'm read verse 13. It says, and he doeth great wonders so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth and in the sight of men. Now, Esau, this government now, these nuclear weapons. And then when it talks about the beast in the previous verse, that's all going back to that Roman Empire entity. But America is part of the Roman Empire entity. It's the same dynamic. But now, America, Esau now, this nigga got technology that's like mad crazy right now, to where he can make fire come down from heaven with these missiles. Now these missiles, they already got like these rockets and all that shit. And it's the same thing this is the same thing. Yo, James Cameron talked about what he talked about his movies that he made decades ago, and now it's taking place in real time, just like that. So you read that in NLT, it says he did astounding miracles, even making fire flash down to earth from the sky while everyone was watching. Now, the AI, these is hella great wonders, bro. Like the great Shalom be more the AI and the funny, the AI started taking over quick. Like now all this chat GPT, all this automated, all this AI, all these humanoids, all these robots. This is what they put in the movies decades ago. Terminator, iRobot, RoboCop, so on and so forth. All these futuristic things. Esau, these movies he's trying to go outside the earth. But when you go into even go back to the far as the Jetsons cartoon. All Batman, to brothers that might remember, Batman Beyond. It was a younger Batman when Bruce Wayne was old, and in that time frame, they was like in a futuristic state. I remember when that came out. But when you go back into the Terminator came out in 1984. And the second one came out like 1991, 1992. I remember because I was like 9 years old. And my father rented it from Blockbuster. And I remember that scene in the Terminator 2 Judgment Day of that impactful scene where everything, the nuclear blast happened. Excuse me. So those great wonders being the AI and all the other shit Esau doing. Verse 14, and it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. So all this AI, all this is all part of the beast system that he about to bring out. The AI, the robot, yo, this fucking new shit, like, yo, and it's like, it's crazy because, like, yo, it's really out there. Like, if you Google AI, and I got another article I'm gonna bring out. Okay, that's something. Yeah, but those miracles, especially this AI, this really, and that's why these billionaires, all these billionaires and all these corporations, they're all going in the AI route, because these are those great miracles that they're going to deceive the earth with. Yo, they got shit where they could, it's shit out here, and the AI shit is like, yo, it's like you could make a whole movie. You could make a whole movie with AI. They talk about during the time of the emic, they saying AI write better scripts. Cause remember that whole Hollywood strike? What else, yo? The AI can these conversations. They talking about little kids having relationships with AI. They talking about this hospital in China. They talk about they got AI robot doctors, a hospital of AI that's already worked on patients. These are those great miracles, and this is all the kingdom. This is all after workers after Satan, man. Where Esau being Satan's human counterpart, he's doing things to make it seem like he's the Most High, like he created life. But that's why it's called artificial intelligence. Matter of fact, hold up. Let's go into it. I wonder if they got that in hold on. Let's go to etymology online. Artificial. When you go into the word artificial, this is an etymology online. Artificial means, it's from the late 14th century. It says not natural or spontaneous. And that's what AI is being, spontaneous. Out of nowhere. It just, this shit just like, and it's like, these billionaires are like, we need to go the AI route. Hey, AI, especially with the mass layoffs, that's a great work. To where now they don't even need human workers no more. The AI gonna do most of it all. They talking about within the next few years, AI is going to get rid of half of all entry-level white-collar jobs. They saying that in Amazon warehouses, they got a lot of robots and AI already working in the warehouses. And I want to say they said that now there's more robots than humans in the AI in the Amazon warehouses. So that goes to show where exactly we at, and it just happened in the course of a few months. And if you take from when Trump got into office to now, which is January, so that's like 7 months now. Yeah, because when August 20th comes, it's going to be 7 months. Now he's been in office. And look how much has happened. Look how much happens by the day with this AI. Hell, from last year, 2 years ago, these companies been started laying people off and going the AI route. And now they're bringing it out to the masses saying like, yo, this is the way we're going to go. This is it. This is the future. You heard what Elon Musk said. It's already here. It's going to be a mass layoffs throughout the whole economy. So yeah, going back to the definition of artificial, it says of or belonging to art, a work of art, skill, theory, system. It says craftsman, artist, master of art. But the main one is not natural, because the robots, the humanoids, and art, all this AI is not natural. It still was created by man. It still was created by man, so it's not above Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Because at the end of the day, this AI shit gonna be destroyed too. This AI ain't gonna be invincible to the fire that's coming. Those missiles it's gonna burn all these AI centers and all that shit. That shit, it don't matter. But the fact that they putting this out and saying like, yo, like they did some great work. Well, really, it's all just some computer shit anyway. It's just they made the computers extra smart. Was there any more to this article? Okay, so now it's going back. So yeah, so this is James Cameron. I think it's still him talking. It says with society at this cusp in human development, where you got the three existential threats. It says climate and our overall degradation of the natural world, nuclear weapons, and superintelligence. They're all sort of manifesting and peaking at the same time. They're all peaking at the same time. Maybe the superintelligence is the answer. I don't know. I'm not predicting that, but it might be. But they're already saying it's the answer. They're already saying that AI is the route that they want to go, that the route that they're going. And soon enough, you're gonna have driverless vehicles on the road by the boatloads, by the thousands, millions. So this AI, they said by 2030 they want a complete rid of physical cash and scanned retinas, something in a federal database. That's the beast system right there in front of our very eyes. And then ultimately going to be what? You have to get that microchip implanted in your body. This is the cause. Matter of fact, hold up. Because in that same chapter, Revelation, the 13th chapter, let's go down to verse 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And then it says he required everyone. So everyone's going to be required to get this C-hip in their body if they want to continue in this society, because that's the way he's putting the society in, a digital C-hipped world. And that's the beast, and that's the beast. This is the beast system. Then the beast system has been prophesied for decades now. From the apostles on down to GMS on down, been saying for decades that they're gonna implement a system to where everybody got to get a microchip implanted in your body. And now we here. And now you have people that have got the microchip in their body already, but they haven't required all yet. They haven't required everyone. But that time is coming. And you heard what James Cameron said. It's all peaking at the same time. Nuclear war, artificial intelligence, climate change. It's all peaking at the same time. Because it's prophecy. We're at the end. The Lord said the end shall speak. And matter of fact, hold up. Read verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And that's what he's going to do. Getting rid of all these jobs, so you're not going to have a way to get paid. So what are they going to bring? That universal basic income. So when they bring the universal basic income, that's how they're going to get paid. Kind of like how they did during the C-19. They had it to where that you didn't work, but you got a steady paycheck, a steady income, and that's what's going to be the UBI. Because there ain't going to be no more jobs. These jobs that's being pushed out by AI, they're not going to come back. That the plan is for them not to come back and for them to usher in this whole new system. And that's why you're going to keep hearing about a universal basic income more and more and more. All right? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. The end shall speak. What is that? Where you at? Fuck. Oh, no, I'm bugging. This happened. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, and it reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak." And that's where we're at right now. But at the end it shall speak. And that's what's happening right now with all this AI, all this nuclear war, these nuclear subs, these war talks, these war threats, these wars, rumors of wars, these earthquakes, all these earthquakes that's happening throughout the earth. These are all the signs of the end speaking. This is what the Lord said. When you see these things, know that your salvation is nigh. Know that the end is nigh of Esau's kingdom and your captivity. This is the last hurrah of us being under these other nations in captivity, man. Esau was the last. For Esau, the end of the world, Jacob, the beginning of it that followed. There ain't gonna be no more captivity for the Israelites after this. Because after this place is ended, Yahawashi comes back. And he redeems the Israelites, his people. No other people are going to be redeemed after this. These other nations already have their redemption. They had their place in Esau's kingdom over the Israelites. They were able to get over the Israelites very, very high. The scripture said what? The stranger shall get very high above thee. You should be the tail, not the head. But Yahawashi, when he comes back, Yahweh's going to send Yahawashi back and put Israel back at the head, and these other nations are going to be the tail. And then righteous shall dwell in the earth under Yahawashi, who the world calls Jesus Christ. That's what's about to happen. And the shit that Esau doing in his kingdom now are sheer evidence of it. That's what the scripture said. What? At the end it shall speak, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry, and it is surely coming right now, and it's not tarrying. Now, granted, we wanted to be out of here, but at the end of the day, man, it's a process. And even it's phrase in the world, what? Trust the process. And we have to trust the process and the prophecies of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, because he said it shall not lie, and it shall surely come, it will not tarry. Why do you think they're getting all this AI shit up and running? Why do you think they're getting all these nuclear war up and running? Because we're at the end. So I'm reading that in NLT. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3 in the NLT. It says, "This vision is for a future time. It describes the end." And this is what Habakkuk saw. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. And that's what's happening right now. It's being fulfilled. And it says, if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently. And that's what we have to continue to do. Wait patiently. Because he said, if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. And call law Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, because it's not being delayed. Every day they're getting more advanced with this AI. They're getting more advanced with this nuclear war. Getting more advanced with all these prophecies. Jacob's trouble coming. The C-hip. The MOTB. One of the last and final prophecies of this devil's end. And it says, verse 4, it says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." And that's all about Esau, the unjust. The spirit in him is not upright. He ain't righteous, man. Look what he's doing. Poisoning everybody, and most importantly, what does Esau do? He oppresses the righteous. He oppresses the Israelites. And when you look in the NLT of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, it says, "Look at the proud. They trust in themselves and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. That's not what these Edomites are doing. Trump talk about, yo, when you listen to Trump and these Edomites, they trust in themselves. They trust in their weapons. But who blessed you with the sword? Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. He gave you your blessing. And now you're at the time you're about to lose your blessing. Your blessing and your rule was for a certain allotted time. And now we at the end. And you can't go back. You can't return. You're not going to make America great again. You're not going to make your kingdom great again, man. You're at the end of your domain. You're at the end of your rulership. Because look what the Lord did. He had set his prophets up in your rulership to prophesy and tell you that you're at your end. Now you see the prophets. Now you see the men of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. You hear them saying Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And now you know you're cooked. And that's why you coming out with all this AI, all this police state, all this cruel wrath. Because you know, and you knew it. You at least know that you're at your end. And now you gotta get the ball moving. So let's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5 in the NLT. It says, wealth is treacherous. Wealth is treacherous. And the arrogant are never at rest. Y'all not at rest right now. Because y'all gotta continue to keep the Israelites down. You gotta continue to try to suppress this word. But you can't suppress this word because the word has already gone out. And you're not at rest. That's why you coming out with all these new laws, all these new legislations, all this shit to oppress the people more and more, especially the Israelites. Same thing that happened in the time of Egypt with Moses and Pharaoh. When Moses going to Pharaoh, telling him to let my people go, all of this, he said what? They made the workload harder for the Israelites. Same thing Esau's doing. The prophets out here prophesying, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, Yahawah about to return, XYZ, and now what? Now, lay the pressure on them. That's what they're doing. Because now they're running scared. They're scraping and scrambling and shit. Scraping and scrambling and shit. It says they open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. And that's what they're doing now. You already going throughout all earth, putting your bullshit on everybody, man. And now the nations are fed up with you. Even Edomites amongst Edomites are fed up with you. They're fed up with America, with Babylon the Great. And that's also prophecy. What? The beast shall hate the whore. Who is the whore? Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. And Trump is bringing all of that out perfectly, man. He's bringing out the real disdain for the whore. Now you got the whole thing with Russia, Ukraine. They're saying that, Russia said that we'll only stop if we get this part of Ukraine. Ukraine saying not a chance. Trump talking about, we don't need Zelensky there to make a deal with Russia. Zelensky saying that's bullshit. EU saying that's bullshit. We rocking with Ukraine. EU, NATO, all that shit. All these motherfuckers. Your house is divided, Satan. And your house divided is amongst Esau's kingdom. And how shall it stand? How is Esau as a whole nation going to stand when you have all this divide? All right, I have one more article real quick. Because this goes along with what James Cameron said about the AI. Hold up. Is getting control of nuclear. Here we go. No, that's not it. Here we go. Now, this is from futurism.com. They're actually pretty good. So, in this article, this came out August 6th. So that's like 4 or 5 days ago. What's today? Yeah, 4 days ago, because today's the 10th. It says, experts warn that AI is getting control of nuclear weapons. Ain't that the same thing James Cameron was just talking about? Ain't that the same thing what Terminator was about? So it says it's going to find its way into everything. It says Nobel laureates met with nuclear experts last month to discuss AI and the end of the world, but the end of this world. And it says, and if that sounds like the opening to a sci-fi blockbuster set in the apocalypse, you're not alone. It says, as Wired reports, the convened experts seem to broadly agree that it's only a matter of time until an AI will get hold of nuclear codes. Exactly why that needs to be true is hard to pin down, but the feeling of inevitability and anxiety is palpable in the magazine's reporting. It's like electricity. Retired U.S. Air Force Major General and member of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists Science and Security Board, Bob Latif, told Wired, is going to find its way into everything. It's a bizarre situation. AI has already been shown to exhibit numerous dark streaks, resorting to blackmailing human users at an astonishing rate when threatened with being shut down. So about the whole AI system being threatened with being shut down and blackmailing humans. That's definitely we're living in a sci-fi movie. Oh fuck. It says, in the context of an AI or networks of AI safeguarding a nuclear weapons stockpile, these sorts of poorly understood risks become immense, and that's without getting into a genuine concern among some experts, which also happens to be the plot of the movie The Terminator, a hypothetical superhuman AI going rogue and turning humanity's nuclear weapons against it. Now, that was just James Cameron. James Cameron talked about, the world is in danger of a Terminator-like apocalypse. And this article came out a day before the James Cameron article. Tell me what's going on here. So we went from, everything's chill to AI getting control of nuclear weapons. And now you got these governments, you got all these rich tech motherfuckers, they all talk about, AI is the way though. But here it is, there's a danger of AI getting control of nuclear weapons, which means what? This is planned. But ultimately it's about who? The Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. The Lord said the end it shall speak. It will surely come. So the fire is going to come. The nuclear destruction is going to come. The nuclear bombs are going to be shot to and fro to different land masses. And a lot is going to hit in America. And that's pretty, and that's how it's going to go. Hold up real quick. Let's go to the Terminator. Shit. Oh, shit. I'm spelling it wrong. Oh, fuck. Come on.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video...
What? Shut up. Oh, my gosh. The Terminator. Bet. So we're going to go into the overview of the Terminator. So, first Terminator movie came out in 1984. Action sci-fi. 1984. And it's just an overview of it. So, it says, disguised as a human, a cyborg assassin known as a Terminator, which is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, get this, travels from 2029. 2029, which is 4 years from now. Travels from 2029 to 1984 to unalive Sarah Connor, sent to protect Sarah is Kyle Reese, who divulges the coming of Skynet, an artificial intelligence system that will spark a nuclear holocaust. What did they just talk about? AI getting control of nuclear weapons. What the hell happened in Terminator? They said a robot went rogue and got control of the nuclear weapons. So how the fuck is this? How is this conspiracy theory now? The AI is here. The robots, the humanoid, all that shit is here. And it's about to take over the world. But ultimately, what? It's to end Esau's kingdom. Now that this is the weapon that's what it said, his own snares that he sets, he's gonna fall into. The AI is gonna ruin. The AI is gonna destroy his kingdom. So he created the AI, or he paid the engineering and the creation of it, starting with these elites, and it's going to be their destruction. Damn it. So from 2020, they sent the Terminator back from 2029. This is the first Terminator that came out in 1984. 1984. And they send it back from 2029. Ironically, we're in the 2020s now. And now, from 2024, I guess 2023 maybe, to now, look how much AI is taking over just in that short amount of time. So it says a nuclear holocaust. It says Sarah is targeted because Skynet knows that her unborn son will lead the fight against them. With the virtually unstoppable Terminator in hot pursuit, she and Kyle attempted to escape. So that's what it say. They sent the Terminator disguised as a human back to kill Sarah Connor because why? And it kind of like similar to Moses. Moses, they try to kill Moses. Well, and his mom put him away so he could get delivered. And he said, and remember, James Cameron, he said he takes a lot from the Bible. Terminator 2, that nuclear scene, he said he took from the Bible. So what else you think he took from the Bible? You could just take stories from the Bible and map it in these movies. There's no copyright to the scriptures. You can use these stories. You can use these names. And they do that. Because why? They know that the Bible is true. They know that the Bible is not fictional. They know that the scriptures are not fictional. All right? So that was the first Terminator. Oops. So that the first Terminator was the Terminator was sent back from 2029. Let's see what Terminator. Okay, so Terminator 2 Judgment Day came out in 1994. I mean 1991. So it says in this sequel, set 11 years after the Terminator, 1991. It says young John Connor, the key to civilization victory over a future robot uprising, is the target of a shape-shifting T-1000, a Terminator sent from the future to unalive him. Another Terminator, the revamped T-800, has been sent back to protect the boy. As John and his mother go on a run with the T-800, the boy forms an unexpected bond with the robot. So, whatever. But that was the Judgment Day. So now John Connor is alive. So at the end of the day, they couldn't, in the first Terminator, they couldn't stop. They didn't kill Sarah Connor, so she ended up delivering the child. And then John Connor was alive. So within those movies, they kept sending them back to kill John Connor. But John Connor got old, and they went to a bunch of movies, whatever. But at the end of the day, what is the broad point of the Terminators? That the Terminators took over and caused a nuclear holocaust. What's happening right now? Nuclear war threats, and in the midst of all that, now you got the AI. AI might possibly get control of the nuclear weapons. So tell me exactly what is a conspiracy theorist? And James Cameron said it. James Cameron directed the damn movies. 1984 to 1981. And he ran to what? Judgment Day? Judgment Day? What do we call what's happening right now? The Lord's Judgment. Hold up. Speaking of which, the Lord's Judgment, 2 Peter. So we talk about the end of speaking, and that's going to be the end. 2 Peter. So this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 3. No, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So that's definitely talking about in America, because America's on earth. And America, the daughter of Babylon the Great, it already said that's going to be completely annihilated, completely desolate, and not inhabitable afterwards, and it shall never be inhabited again. It says it's going to be completely destroyed. Babylon has fallen. It is fallen. And don't talk about the whole earth, but that one pot, what is that Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, it says what? That should be completely destroyed. And that place is America. And why is that? Look what America represents. Pure wickedness. And this is the land that Esau used to perpetuate his wickedness. He used America. The elites used America. And this is where the Israelites came to serve captivity. This is the land of our captivity. Now, granted, we're in captivity all over, but this is a land where we were brought over. This is where the prophecy took place. It said you should go to Egypt again in ships. The city spiritually called Sodom and Egypt in Revelation 11 chapter. That's talking about America, where we were discontinued from our heritage. We forgot we were the Israelites. But the Lord said, what? Also, In that same time, you're gonna remember yourselves. And now in America, Babylon the Great, the land of our captivity, we now know that we're the Israelites. And that's why this kingdom is now finished. Because now once we woke up, once the Lord put his spirit back on the Israelites, this place is done. So you read that in NLT, it says, 2 Peter 3:10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as unexpectedly as a thief. Then the heavens will pass away with a terrible noise, and the very elements themselves will disappear in fire, which is what? That nuclear fire. And it says, and the earth and everything on it will be found to deserve judgment. What is Terminator 2 called? Judgment Day. What do we call it? The Lord's judgment. Where he said, where he shall judge the earth which he have made. The Lord said, judgment goeth forth every day. And that's what you have happening right now, judgment. And we're ultimately coming to that ultimate judgment day where YAHAWASHI comes back and all the earth, every eye shall see him. And then the full judgment day takes place. And America is completely destroyed. And they know this. Why do you think all these billionaires and these elites, they all getting these bunkers ready? Why you think that? Why you think the sales of bunkers went up? And they said especially went up when Trump got into office. Because now look what this dude is doing. He's ushering in the World War III. And World War III, he said World War III is inevitable. And he said World War III is not too far off right now. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. So, the AI takeover is all ushering in the Lord's judgment. It's all going to bring in the return of YAHAWASHI, because these devils, they got to get so puffed up, and they're getting so puffed up with this AI to where they think they're going to be untouchable. Because this AI, this artificial intelligence, they're going to prop it up as being such a great wonder, which it is a great wonder, but it's not above Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI and his power. Because at the end of the day, he said he's going to make a speedy riddance. So all those robots, all these computers, all these databases, they all going to be burnt up. They're all just elements. It's not real life. And it's not, and they can't bring, they're not no spirits in it. The Lord is the Father of spirits. These AI, they don't have a spirit. That's what they're trying to do, but they can't do that. You don't have that kind of power, Esau. The Lord said you cannot retain the spirit. So all this AI, y'all still gonna just die like men. That's why they talk about, oh, we need to try to do something we can keep the consciousness longer and keep the spirit and the body longer. Live longer lives. The whole thing, they try to live long. You're not gonna get immortality. You about to get this work. You about to get this work from the immortals. But you yourselves will never be immortals, no matter how much money you put into it, no matter how much you try. You're not going to reach a certain level. Your AI, this AI, this is your best. This is about to be your best. You ain't going to get no further than this AI shit. So, with that, Lord willing, is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honor to the powers of Israel, aka the powers of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. I'm Ali Ashai, and I'm going to say Shalom.